In this warehouse is apparently one of the best retro game shops in the UK. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. So let's go check it out. Okay, what? This place is amazing. Not only is it a retro game shop filled with every console you can think of and a plethora of games for each system, but this is also the home of some utter holy grails which you are unlikely to ever see again anywhere else. This isn't just a shop either, it's also a place to hang out and play games for free. You can test all of the games before you buy them, or play on a console that you've not started collecting for and see if you like it. From what I saw, the prices in here seem to be really decent as well. Of course, there may be a slight premium over eBay, but then you have the ability to browse and hold the games in person before you buy them. As well as that, there's a guarantee that the shop offers if you have any problems. The legend behind this shop is a fella named Ben. He's a massive nerd like myself, and he's honestly just living the big kid dream. Meeting fellow collectors and nerds on a daily basis, talking about the tech he loves, and professionally buying more retro stuff to stock on his shelves to eventually then be sold on to us hoarders, collectors. We're gonna chat to Ben in a second and you'll see what I mean. He's a lovely dude and genuinely just loves what he does and wants to make it affordable, accessible, and fun for everyone. The shop sells figures, retro toys, Walkmans, CRT TVs, old radios, remote control cars, retro watches, calculators, magazines, VHS tapes, old headphones, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, superheroes, comic books, and of course a whole bunch of goddamn Game Boys. Oh yes, that's my cup of tea right there. There's boxed consoles for the collectors, or for the budding retro gamer. He also sells consoles and their appropriate cables and controllers so that you can make a start on your retro journey. Oh, and he sells cars. For those of you into cars, that right there is a Nissan Skyline DR30. It's worth about £40,000. Okay, so I might not know a lot about old cars, but I'm sure many of you do. The coolest thing for me, though, is that this isn't just a showroom. These are all for sale, apart from the Skyline. But on top of that, you can just sit right over here on the couch and play some retro games amongst a sea of retro cars. This shop is just so damn cool. But for me, well, this is why I came. This isn't just a holy grail. This is the holy grail. The Game Boy Advance store display kiosk. These are so unbelievably rare, it's almost impossible to get your hands on one of these because there's just so few of them. All store displays like this were supposed to be sent back to Nintendo after they were redundant and destroyed, and Ben has two. He also has the Game Boy Color store display kiosk, complete with the demo software, and you can just come in and play on them for free. Okay, let's talk to Ben. This shop is sick. Come in. Tell me what you've got in here, man. This is a crazy collection.
Well, I've got a bit of everything that I like, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like from watches, calculators, TVs, radios. It's so sick.
Originally, I was going to open a car showroom. What I tell people is basically I got carried away.
Yeah.
I filled my garage with stuff that I thought, oh, that would be cool to have in the showroom. That would be cool. And then I started looking around and thinking, I have an entire shop's worth of stuff here.
You've got a lot of different sort of Walkmans and TVs and audio players and all that kind of stuff. These things are quite expensive nowadays. If people were coming into the shop and buying something, does it work? Is it got like a warranty?
Yeah, so everything that I get in electronic, I test. A lot of the stuff, a lot of these Walkmans, I have bought as faulty.
Right.
Serviced them, put
awesome.
new belts in, all that kind of stuff. Although I don't offer any kind of specific, 3-month guarantee or anything. I just offer, I call it a gentleman's guarantee.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That, if somebody's bought something and it's not working as I've said it should, then they can bring it back.
That's fantastic.
I try and be as transparent as possible. So you'll find on a lot of these things, it'll say working new belts or fully working, but equally it'll say on some of these things here, like the tape works, but the radio doesn't work. Yeah,
you've got a bunch of Game Boys over here as well. These I'm interested in. Are these all genuine, or some of these been reshelled?
All genuine.
This one's all white though, so that one must be a reshell.
So that was a reshell. So I bought that. It was a working Game Boy, but the lens was really scratched. The body was very yellowed. Yeah. So that was actually the first one I did. Just reshelled it with new buttons and stuff. I do find it difficult to decide on my pricing because there are a lot of shops out there that are charging way too much. Yeah. And it's either because the shop owner essentially has his collection for sale in the shop and doesn't necessarily want to sell it, so they put a crazy price on it. Or they just look on eBay and see what the highest price is and whack it out of that.
Can people bring stuff in if they want to trade?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. I mean, I'm tempted to just bring in all my collection and trade it for that.
Yeah.
Show me this. Show me this. The GBA store display kiosk. This is a holy grail, man. This is absolutely beautiful.
So I was very fortunate to be offered this and the Game Boy Color one that you've already seen by the same guy, who has a really impressive collection. But he kind of decided that these are a bit pointless in a game collection like his. He didn't get to share it with anyone. He doesn't do YouTube, Instagram, any of that kind of stuff like you do. So it was just for him to sit and look at. So when he just found out about my shop, he bought a few things in and said, "Oh, is this something you'd be interested in?" And I couldn't kind of snap his hand off quick enough for them because that's exactly the kind
it's
of stuff
so cool to be able to play it in this it
as
would have been
was originally.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
So cool. That's so
and like
cool.
I said, because I worked in Game Station about 2002, I think I started.
Cool.
So this kind of stuff was just being phased out, but was still around. I could have very easily had this here just for show, don't touch,
Well, that's the thing.
But no, I want people to play.
These things are worth so much, and they're so hard to find. So to be able to just come in and play on one is that's an opportunity of a lifetime. That's actually crazy. You're gonna have to talk about the cars.
Sure.
The cars are amazing.
Yeah, well.
The thing that I like the most is you can just sit here with your friends, play some video games in a showroom of classic cars.
I just wanted to make the whole place evocative of, again, the period and the kind of stuff that people enjoy. That's why I've got the movie posters and everything else there. And yeah, frankly, on a busy Saturday, quite often, it's usually parents in there are actually shopping and buying stuff, and this is being
cool.
played on by the kids.
You've got 2 copies of Mario Kart here, both different prices.
Yeah.
How are you pricing games?
So I tend to look at what things are selling for on eBay.
Right.
I ignore listed prices because they're all over the place. I want to see what people are actually paying for stuff. So I'll look at, the last 10 examples, say, and take a kind of average on that. But I also, once I price something, it's priced. I don't then go back and reprice it or put the price up or whatever. So there are 2 copies there. That one doesn't have the manual with it, which is why I put a very tiny NM in the ticket there. That one's fully complete and a bit nicer. So, yeah, I just try and be as transparent on pricing as I can.
That's awesome.
And that's one thing that, as a customer, I found going to other game shops and stuff. There's so many shops out there that just don't price everything, and it just used to drive me insane. So I am really particular making sure everything has a price. And if it doesn't, there's a bloody good reason for it.
Dude, this shop is great. Thank you so much for showing me. I'm having a hard time, not just looking around at all of the amazing stuff. It's so cool. And one thing we should say for the camera, this video has not been sponsored or paid for. This is a genuine, I like your shop kind of video, and he's probably going to give me a free Coca-Cola.
I'm a cheapskate, so yeah, he's had a free Coke. But
hell yeah. I'm going home happy. Cool. Dude, thank you so much for showing me your shop.
No worries,
it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to carry on looking around.
Alright, I'll leave you to it.
Okay, I have to say, these headphones, these are coming home with me. I'm buying these headphones. I saw these before, I'm like, they're going on my head. I'm going to take those, please, Ben. Thank you very much. Right, well, I hope you've all enjoyed this. Come play some games.